committee chairperson, and that is Mr. Musa Senkubuge, who will be taking us through a little bit of what the Islamic University in Uganda Alumni Association is about. Now, Mr. Musa Ali Senkubuge holds a bachelor degrees in education, literature, and English language. He was in Islamic University in Uganda between 1993 to 96, and he taught in a few schools in Kampala, and then later he left for UK. I will not tell his profile to the end. I will let him do it for himself. Ladies and gentlemen.
The guest of honor, the Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama, the Rector of the Islamic University in Uganda, Professor Ismail Jagenda, the Vice Rectors, Dr. Jamil Sorowanga and Professor Mpata, the Academic Registrar, the Chairman of the Islamic University in Uganda Alumni Association, Brother Abdul Sekindi, distinguished guests, fellow members of the Islamic University in Uganda Alumni Association, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I want to greet you with the best greeting that Allah gifted to humanity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me, from the onset, register my gratitude to the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all the favors that He bestows on us and for giving us the means to organize this grand dinner as we are assembled today. As chairman of the organizing committee, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this third grand dinner at Hotel Africano. As you must have noted, we call it third grand dinner. Let me also register my gratitude to those who were responsible for organizing the first and the second, because usually you will never know where you're going until you know where you're coming from. So we're going to start from 1, 2, and 3, and inshallah we will keep counting. What is the IUIU Alumni Association? In brief, it is an organization, an umbrella organization that is fully registered with the Ugandan authorities, that seeks to bring together all of us who completed at least one program from the great university, Islamic University in Uganda. And I'm sure we're all proud of what Islamic University in Uganda is, and that's the very reason we're here. And now, what do we want? What we want is to mobilize ourselves and see how we can support each other first and foremost as the members. And then, of course, to see if we can take back to the great university that made us in large part who we are. Why this dinner? We've had, for us to achieve the objectives, I have kind of summarized. We have been doing a lot of organization and mobilization through social media, through contacts, through phone calls, and all sorts of. This dinner is one part of that mobilization effort. We're thinking that inshallah, if we are able to mobilize ourselves, we'll be able to achieve those objectives. The interim, when we came together, we kind of came up with an interim committee of which coincidentally I'm the executive secretary. It's that committee that appointed me and a group of others who I will briefly mention in a few minutes, to organize this occasion. This team has been, for the last 2.5 months, been sitting every single week, every Tuesday, to see how best we can come up with something, and I'm sure our members, you will appreciate it's not been the easiest of efforts, but nonetheless, I'm very grateful to all those for their commitment and sacrifices. At this juncture, our guest of honor, I need to mention a few people. Notably, we are a very big group, but I have to mention a few names because of the sacrifices they've made. I'll start with Ajat Aisha Namboze. Shall I just, in the interest of time, maybe ask, I'm going to mention the names, they will stand all once, and then we upload them as necessary. Ajat Aisha Namboze. I've got Brother Amil Nagwere. I've got Brother Ibrahim Serebe, Haji Jamil Sewanyana, the Mr. Shukuru Chebukwa, Senkubuge, Mrs. Sister Amina Nangozi, Sister Faiza Nurdin, as well as our colleagues in the diaspora. Some of them have not been here, have not been able to make it, like Dr. Umar Mwebesa. We got Rashid Kaira, Rashid Kasim, who is here as well. Sorry, Kashim Kaira. I've got Naima Kaira, Brother Becca Balunywa, and Luembo. And of course, I have to mention our chairman, Brother Abdunur Sekindi, for his supervisory role, because he's been overseeing everything that we're doing. Can you please, the members I've mentioned, and if I've missed you out, and you know you've been part of the team, it's not for any reason, maybe because I did pick it up quick. So please, Mariam Mwanga, sorry. So please, can you stand up so you are recognized by this great audience. Those of us who are in the diaspora, it's not been easy, but I know equally it's been hard for people on the ground. But I want to thank them who actually were part of the organizing committee, guest of honor, but they also managed to buy. I know we all somehow found our way here, but for them they put in a lot of more money, shall I say, to buy the tickets to get here. So it's not been an easy, and it's a lot of sacrifices, arranging leaves, arranging this. It's not easy, so I'm forever grateful for their effort. We're also grateful to the rector, Professor Ismail Jagenda, and your great team of Dr. Ami, Dr. Mpeza, Dr. Jamil, Dr. Alima, and all of them, they've been part of Rahma Kantono, Dramani, all of them, they've been part of this group to help us as IUIU, as people who went through the Islamic University in Uganda. One way or the other, we are very grateful. And now to our general membership. I'm really grateful, many of you, to you for receiving us. And by that I mean, we went through your inboxes, we were WhatsApping you, so to use the word, we were calling you, and all I would do is say, my name is Musa Senkubuge. And they would not know who is Musa Senkubuge, because some of us are not in high-profile places. Even those who are in high-profile places, you probably have never heard of the names. So, of course, it's the very reason why we are all here. For that, we are very grateful. Now, I mentioned that we had a reason for this dinner. And I want to very briefly give you the rationale for the dinner, particularly the dinner date. Why today? As part of the strategies, we were talking to different stakeholders of our association, notably the Islamic University of Uganda. So we approached the administration headed by Professor Jagenda, and that was in June, physically, in June last year, and he asked that can we have a day designated on the university campus that we shall call IUIU Alumni Day. He bought the idea, and we suggested the 10th of February. We all know, if you've been through the Islamic University of Uganda, I'm sure we all should know this. The 10th February is the day of our founding. The rector agreed to push the idea into the Senate, into the University Council, into whatever the department. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the 10th February is no longer just the founding day of Islamic University in Uganda, but it's also the IUIU Alumni Day. As you know, yes, unfortunately you can underline it, the 10th of February happened to be on a Thursday. So for the convenience of members, we decided to move it to a Saturday, hence today. And we had a series of activities all through the week. We're at IUIU as well, doing medical camps and all that stuff. That was part of the ceremony. So today is just a climax. It's all but the climax of the whole thing. As I said, if you look at your calendars for next year, and I'm going to speak as now the executive secretary, please look at your calendars for next year, February. You see that Saturday, and now please don't say we're not told, and pass the message on. That day, that Saturday next year, inshallah, I hope Allah gives us the life to move to that day. Please, you know you'll be invited somewhere, whether it's here or wherever, but you will be invited, inshallah. Or may I say, I'm inviting you on behalf of whoever will be leading that committee. So this is going to be an annual event, and it's not just coming here to meet and socialize. I know my chairman will have his part. He will explain to you some of the things that we intend to do, inshallah. Finally, part of my office as executive secretary is to mobilize people. I want to tell you that we are now fully established. There is no way back. I've always told my team, guest of honor and all distinguished guests, that I do not have a reverse gear when it comes to this alumni association. We will move it. We only gonna go forward. So a farmer help us, and everything else that needs to be done, please help. And join. We have Alumni Association website. We also have our Twitter feeds. Please come and join us. And we have also our office that is now at the King Fahd Plaza. So please come and join. I'm sorry, the Master of Ceremony, I just wanted to mention something as Executive Secretary. So people know we are established, and please, we're asking you to join us. We have no reverse gears. And once again, welcome to this grand dinner. I hope and benefit from the rest of the activities that we're going to have today, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is that enough for the chairman of the committee? At the forefront of introducing ICT in day-to-day work. Actually, I think it has excelled several times. So they have not left that out. Even in this dinner, there are people who are going to eat online. So they are attending. May I now recognize another very special and important person, my younger sister, Shukuru.